Auzubillahi minash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Yesterday we have seen the agencies and types of cross-pollination. Today we will explain these types and agencies. The first type and the agency, that is anemophily. Anemophily, which is known as the wind pollination, and is the transfer of pollen grains by the agency of wind. The transfer of pollen grains by the agency of wind is known as anemophily, and such flowers are known as anemophilous flowers. And the flowers in which wind is the pollinating agent, such flowers are known as anemophilous flowers and are characterized by the following features. And the anemophilous flowers, they are characterized by the following features. Number first, they are small, and anemophilous flowers are small, colorless, odorless and nectarless. They are colorless, they are small, colorless, odorless and nectarless. And these flowers which are pollinated by wind, they are small, colorless, they have no color, they are odorless, they have no scent, and they are not producing any type of nectar. And the first feature is they are small, colorless, odorless and nectarless. Number second feature is calyx, and in these flowers calyx and corolla are reduced or absent. And the two accessory whorls, calyx and corolla, either they are reduced or they are totally absent in these flowers. Number third feature is the flowers are generally unisexual. These flowers are generally unisexual. These flowers are generally unisexual. And produce large number of pollen grains. They are unisexual and produce large number of pollen grains. And the flowers, wind pollinated flowers, are generally unisexual and produce large number of pollen grains. Number fourth feature is the pollen grains are often dry, small and light in weight. The pollen grains are often dry, small and light in weight. And the pollen grains of these flowers, they are produced in large numbers, but they are dry, small and light in weight. Because they are pollinated, they are transferred by wind. So the characteristic feature of these is that they are small, dry and light in weight. However, in some cases, pollen grains are winged. Example is Pinaceae. As we have seen in the family Pinaceae, that is Pinus, which is a gymnosperm, we see that special pollen grains, that is winged pollen grains, are found. And generally pollen grains are often dry, small and light in weight. However, in some cases pollen grains are winged, as in Pinaceae. Number fifth feature is the stigma. The stigmas are large. Stigmas are large in these flowers. The stigmas are large, well exposed well exposed in the air, well exposed in the air, feathery, feathery or branched, feathery or branched to catch the airborne pollen grains, to catch the airborne pollen grains. The pollen grains are in the air. The stigmas are large, well exposed in the air, feathery or branched to catch the airborne pollen grains. This is an adaptation of these anemophilous flowers, that is, stigmas are large, well exposed in the air, feathery or branched to catch the airborne pollen grains easily. Number sixth feature is, in some cases, in some flowers, pollen grains in some cases anther bursts suddenly. In some cases anther bursts suddenly to throw the pollen grains into the air, to throw the pollen grains into the air. That we call as gunpowder mechanism. Gunpowder mechanism. And in some plants, the anther of a flower, it bursts suddenly to throw the pollen grains into the air. This mechanism we call as gunpowder mechanism. Gunpowder mechanism. The common examples of anemophilous flowers are, wind pollinated flowers are grasses. The common examples of wind pollinated flowers are grasses, sugarcane, maize, date palm, coconut, etc. The common examples of anemophilous flowers, wind pollinated flowers are grasses, sugarcane, maize, date palm and coconut, etc. These are the characteristic features of anemophilia. Let me repeat: the transfer of pollen grains by the agency of wind is called anemophily, and such flowers are known as anemophilous flowers. They are characterized by the anemophilous flowers are characterized by the following features. Number first, they are small, colorless, odorless and nectarless. Number second, calyx and corolla are either reduced or totally absent. Number third, the flowers are generally unisexual and produce large number of pollen grains. Number fourth feature, the pollen grains are often dry, small and light in weight. However, in some cases, pollen grains are winged. Example is Pinaceae. Number fifth feature, the stigmas are large, well exposed in the air, feathery or branched to catch the airborne pollen grains easily. Number sixth feature, in some cases anther bursts suddenly to throw the pollen grains into the air. That is called as gunpowder mechanism. Some common examples of anemophilous flowers are grasses, sugarcane, maize, date palm, coconut, etc. Now, second type, that is hydrophily. Hydrophily, what we call as water pollination. And the transfer of pollen grains by the agency of water is called hydrophily, and such flowers are known as hydrophilous flowers. Such flowers are known as hydrophilous flowers. They are characterized by the following features. And hydrophilous flowers are characterized by the following features. Number first, which is quite similar to that of the anemophilous flowers, that is, the flowers are small, colorless, odorless and nectarless. The first feature बिल्कुल exactly similar to that of the anemophilous flowers, that is flowers are small, colorless, odorless and nectarless. Number second feature, the flowers are unwettable. The characteristic feature of these hydrophilous flowers are the flowers are unwettable. They are in the water but they are unwettable. They are unwettable. They remain dry even in the water and they are unwettable. Number third feature is the stigmas are long and sticky. The stigmas are long and sticky. And in anemophilous flowers, the stigmas are large, feathery, well exposed in the air or branched. How here the stigmas are long and sticky. एक तो वो लंबे होते हैं, दूसरे स्टिकी. Whenever water-borne pollen grains passes through the stigma, it gets sticked with this stigma because it is sticky in nature. The stigmas are long and sticky. Number fourth feature is the pollen grains are generally needle-like. Pollen grains are generally needle-like. The pollen grains are generally needle-like as we see in case of Zoostera. Example is Zoostera. And the pollen grains are needle-like. The pollen grains are needle-like as we see in case of this Zoostera. Now, this pollination may take place in the flowers occurring below the surface of the water or above the surface of the water. If the pollination takes place below the surface of the water, that type of pollination is called hypohydrophily. Hypohydrophily. And if pollination takes place under the water, below the surface of the water, it is called hypohydrophily. And if it takes place on the surface of the water, it is called epihydrophily. Epihydrophily. And that type of hydrophily which takes place under or below the water, it is called hypohydrophily. And if it takes place on the surface or above the water, it is called epihydrophily. Hypohydrophily is shown by some plants like Najas and Ceratophyllum. Ceratophyllum and Najas are the examples of hypohydrophily, while as Hydrilla and Vallisneria, they are the examples of epihydrophily. Now let me repeat: hydrophily, and the pollination, while the pollinating agent is water, it is called hypohydrophily, and such flowers are known as hydrophilous flowers. They are characterized by the following features. Number first, the flowers are small, colorless, odorless and nectarless like the anemophilous flowers. Number second, and the most important feature, which is totally different from other flowers, that is the flowers are unwettable. Number third feature is the stigmas are large and sticky. Number fourth feature is pollen grains are generally needle-like. Now this hydrophily, it is of two types: hypohydrophily and epihydrophily. If pollination takes place below or under the water, it is called hypohydrophily. Example is Najas and Ceratophyllum. And if pollination takes place on the surface of the water or above water, it is called epihydrophily, and the example is Hydrilla and Vallisneria. This is all for today. Thank you.